Greetings and welcome back to room 303 in sophomore English. We are in poetry collection number 6 in our unit 4 poetics unit. And we now turn one more time to the great Emily Dickinson. We, of course, were working with Emily Dickinson earlier in her poem about the wind as a old man who is walking with his little stick. We're going to mess around now with, on page 728, Tell All the Truth But Tell It Slant. This is one of Emily Dickinson's most famous and maybe arguably most controversial poems. Let's just remind ourselves that Emily Dickinson is that great American author. Flip back 3 pages to just see the biography information one more time on Dickinson. 1830 to 1886. We said that she lived a very reclusive life. She rarely left her home, saw only 7 of her poems published in her lifetime. I'm reading with you on 725. Today she shines as one of the brightest stars of American poetry. It was only in 1955, this is interesting, that a scholar, Thomas H. Johnson, was able to assemble her complete works in one book. Dickinson is widely considered a truly individual voice in poetry. We said, when we studied the earlier Dickinson offering, that she loves to use the dash. Look on page 728, you'll see that again. We also said that she's able to capture a powerful insight in a very small number of lines. Now, I'm going to set you up for this one by reminding you in your freshman year at 3A that we did a text called Like the Sun, that Nayurnan text where the man decides at the beginning of his day he's going to tell the truth all day and what that meant. We've often asked this question at 3B. What would it be like to have a truth day at Worland High School where every single person had to tell the truth for the entire day, no matter what, including the adults in this building? All of the teachers have to tell the truth as well. Now, for those of you that say, whoa, I don't know if that's a very good idea, Emily Dickinson's poem might resonate for you. Let's go ahead now, just read this brief little poem and enjoy it, and then we'll come back to talk about it.
Tell all the truth, but tell it slant, by Emily Dickinson. Tell all the truth, but tell it slant. Success in circuit lies. Too bright for our infirm delight, the truth's superb surprise. As lightning to the children eased, with explanation kind, the truth must dazzle gradually, or every man be blind.
Now, this final line, the truth must dazzle gradually or every man be blind, is of course going to be the heart of this little poem. At level 1, let's just work through it now. At level 1, if you had to put it in one line, what would you say this poem is telling us, saying, suggesting? Tell all the truth, that is to say, be honest, but tell it slant. What do you imagine that means? Jot down what you think that means. What does it mean to tell the truth but tell it slant? And then notice our next line. Success in circuit lies. In other words, go around at times. Don't be so direct. Go around. Why? In other words, why don't be so direct in your statements of truth? Look at the third line. Too bright for our infirm delight, the truth's superb surprise. In other words, if you tell someone absolutely the truth, guy sitting with girl, oh, they're so in love. He's very quiet. She asks him, what are you thinking about? Question, does she really want to know what he's thinking about? Well, this poem says he should tell her, but he should be gentle about his telling, not harsh. Slant here is another word for gentle, right? Some have argued that slant here means obtuse. In other words, tell the truth, but don't tell all the truth, okay? But Dickinson seems to be suggesting something otherwise. Truth is like the sun. It's very bright and it can blind. You can hurt people with the truth. There are individuals, sophomores, who say, dude, I told him exactly what I thought. Well, yeah, but did it help or did it harm? Did it build community, or did it build some kind of negative energy? Just telling the truth is not enough, Dickinson says. You have to be conscious of the way it can be or not be received. Notice the simile at line 5. Truth can blind as lightning to the children, eased with explanation kind. In other words, children see lightning and it kind of freaks them out. But once they're told about it, explain this is what lightning is. It's not to be feared as much as it is to be enjoyed. Then all of a sudden, you're ready to accept it. The truth must dazzle gradually, or every man be blind. Of course, there's that famous Tom Cruise line in that famous Tom Cruise movie, A Few Good Men, you can't handle the truth. And the idea, of course, is that when somebody gives you the full truth frontally, directly, a lot of times it's just too powerful to be able to deal with it. And to that degree, maybe there needs to be a little bit of gradual illumination so that an individual can actually absorb what it is that you are suggesting. Let's jump to 2A really quickly. Major messages here. Tell the truth, but be conscious of the delivery and be conscious of the individual who is the receiver. In other words, communicate in kindness, communicate in love. It's not enough to just tell the truth. You have to tell the truth in compassion, in love, in gentleness, because you haven't accomplished anything if the individual to whom you're sharing this truth is so blown away and destroyed by it, damaged by it. And of course, if your interest in telling the truth is to hurt someone, then is it really the truth? Or is it rather just facts? There is a difference between facts and truth. Truth is that which is necessary, and if it is necessary, then shouldn't it be shared in some sense of compassion or love? Think of it from the other side. How would you like to receive truth? This poem, 2A observation again. This poem says, it's hard sometimes to hear the truth. It's hard sometimes to be told by someone what the truth is. We could jump to 3B really quickly. When was the last time somebody told you the truth and you knew that he or she was right, but your instincts were to immediately come back and go, oh yeah, well what about you? That is to say, sometimes receiving the truth is very painful. And therefore, we would hope that others would show us the same gratitude and same gentleness that we would show to them in our delivery of the truth. Of course, at 2B, we've got all kinds of interesting figurative language going on here, but notice the truth as a sun or the truth as lightning that's going to illuminate but can also frighten is a compelling word picture. Again, what is it and how does it work? Lightning is a classic example of this. Notice it's a powerful simile. Truth is like lightning. But it also can work in that it's suggesting what she's saying is in fact true. Truth can be beautiful, but can also be damaging and can destroy. At 3A, we've mentioned already the text we studied as freshmen, Like the Sun. You can go back to the LearnStrong.net freshman folder and take a look at that classic story. What would it mean to tell the truth all day? And in that story, he's got to pay the price. The character in the story's got to pay the price for telling the truth because people don't really want to hear the truth. What is the text for you that teaches that best? Is there a movie where telling the truth or not telling the truth has a powerful subplot? It's almost like the entire text itself. And finally, at 3B, what is your history with truth-telling and with receiving truth? Can you remember 2 questions? A time in your life when somebody told you the truth, but it kind of blew you away. It blinded you. It hurt you more than it helped you. And it took a long time before you were able to accept that it was actually maybe a gift that somebody told you that truth. And then finally, what was a time when you told the truth, but you told it slant? That is to say, you told the truth, but you told it in a gentle way. Or what was the time when you told the truth, but you didn't tell it slant? You told it direct, and it may be hurt, it may be blinded. And if you had it to do over again, you probably would maybe take the circuitous route. The route of love, the route of compassion, as opposed to the direct route. Which might be true in regards to it being factual, but not true in regards to it being honest, loving, kind. Notice how Dickinson can pull this off with just a few lines and lead to all kinds of interesting introspection. Fascinating, right? Thank you.